Indeed. All right. So, been a little bit. A lot of stuff went over during the previous admin meeting as well as the adventure meeting. A few updates as well regarding some other stuff. Uh, Key things though, we have a to-do list in the administration category now, showing what needs to be done for us to actually launch. Um, some regions are not on the list, as that is something I need to get with two region heads to discuss. Fortunately, JC will be here soon for me to ask them about Arendelle. But overall, we can start ticking off boxes soon. I believe the balance boxes are nearly ticked off at this point in time. I've been working on the equipment guide a decent amount of late, as well as the bestiary. Specifically regarding the bestiary, I have updated the influence charts. They should be functional at this point in time, though I will be doing another edit in the near future. But they are functional at this point to make creatures in a decent fashion. In addition to that, with the influence sheet, I've been working on some tables involving random loot drops that creatures can provide. These will be using the Living World rule, so you can see listed on a creature, oh, the creature is like a level 1 to 2 goblin, or technically be like 1 to 2 humanoid. So you'll be able to look at the 1 to 2 humanoid table and can roll on there to determine how much wealth this creature would provide. So that is something I've been working on. So, that makes things easier. These tables will also have one for like rune types. So like, let's say you're in an alchemy lab, you'd be able to roll on the alchemy loot table to determine the level of adventure, and then the alchemy table determine the loot found within. So that's something I've been working on. Beyond all that, there's been a lot of bestiary and equipment guide works progress. The Oracle class is on the World Anvil now. I've been working on getting the Binder class on the World Anvil. That one's a bit dicier because it's got like 50 something vestiges I need to put on the World Anvil, and that's a lot of data entry right there. The campaign Whispering Nights, the stream game, I have determined the players. We should be doing some session zeros in the near future. I was happy that I got Sithms on it, because they, being, Bruges ahead, will have decent insight by playing in that game. Into
I know nothing about Bruges. What are you talking about?
Yeah, nothing about
Literally
it.
nothing.
What's it? I mean, it's not like you wrote most of the Bruges stuff in terms of history and whatnot, but it's fine. Know nothing about it. But yeah, big update there is that party has been selected. We'll probably be doing Session Zero stuff this Thursday. The game will be run on Thursdays. The Pirate campaign has likewise done their Session Zero. Or not really likewise, but they have done their Session Zero. Session 1 should be this Wednesday, unless there's any, extenuating circumstances that might delay us. But I am prepared for this Wednesday. That one will also most likely be streamed. So that will help get people insight into the region of the Stormlands if they have interest in piratey stuff. Mine is blanking on what was next on the list. Yes. DDs. I've been working on some DD updates. I believe I already mentioned this last meeting. The Arch Paladin's on the list now. You can look up the write-up and get an idea of, how DDs should look on World Anvil. The Arch Paladin, Andrea. They are a two-faced DD, and by that I mean they have both their own personality and their sisters, who they took on. In addition to them, I have made the Deity of Magic Galdaren. They are also on the World Anvil now. Their write-ups viable to be read and, peruse through. I'll most likely be finishing Yotan, the god of battle and music, next, put on World Anvil, as that is one of the deities that the Borussia Whispering Knights campaign will be worshipping. So, need to get them up quick like a banana. Other than those deities, the deity list on World Anvil, while those gives people an idea of various portfolios and the names of these deities and generally what races or what things might worship them. For the most part, for us to actually launch, we only need the core pantheon, which would be the top set of deities. Once that's covered, that particular requirement is cleared. And I, of course, will be working on the other deities in the interim. But in terms of actually having write-ups made for launch, just need the first one. As for patrons, I have not yet worked on any patrons for the World Anvil, but I know that we have had a few of the team work on some. They've also worked on some of the deities as well. I believe the deity of Sunlight within Borussia has been made by the Borussia team, so I just haven't put it on the World Anvil yet.
Yeah, need to finish it up.
Mm-hmm. Yes, we're going to praise the sun. Other than that good stuff there, there is the update of... Mind is blanking. Oh, yes, here we go. I have converted all of my games to the Milestone experience system that we have on the missions subfolder of the Google Drive. It has been running fairly smoothly, actually. About what I expected people would be level-wise as they do missions. So I've converted my Ghost campaign, my Sunday campaign's using it now. So far, it's running pretty nicely, I'd say. Some tweaks should be had for it, so the number of milestones available, something I will be tweaking. More will be supplied. But yeah, no, overall, I think it will work for the Living World's purposes. And you guys are free to, use it and give your own feedback on it as well, because this is, again, when I first made it, it was just, this might work. I don't know. Let's test it out. So, I'm not testing it out. It's running nicely. Beyond that, I know that the DM team will need some buffering soon. We'll need to get some more DMs on the team to help us out running games and the like when we do launch. The training team still has, the systems in place for people to sign on. At the moment, the training team is fairly lacking. So if anyone has interest in helping out, appreciate your faces. Feel free to sign on and mark that in the role signups channel. If you have interest in becoming a DM for those who are watching this from the community, love to have you on board. Love to have the help. For the most part, the DM team itself is to help out with the various regions and designing missions and helping with the storyline at this point in time of the process that we're in. Beyond all of that, though, that is what my mind is remembering of what I needed to discuss. Am I forgetting anything else? Am I forgetting about anything important in regards to like RP event land or anything of that nature?
Nope. RP events. We're just waiting for launch. I guess once we start to solidify more things with the various regions, at that point, we'll have to make channels for them, but that's a fairly quick process.
Gotcha. All right. Since this is an update, I just remembered that was not discussed in the previous meeting. The regions of the Free Marches and Calabash, those those two regions have received little support from the team, as the team has dropped in regards to those particular regions. We have shifted focus to our Logos being one of the launch regions, and Shrub will be heading that region, which is why you're probably seeing a lot of updates in our Logos' region. Oh yeah, no, I definitely think that we should start recruiting. Whenever people have interest, feel free to hop on. And currently, the speed of which training can go through things is limited by the number of people who are in training. So it's a fairly slow process right now, but any help is appreciated. Yes. Other than that, though, our Logos is now one of the chosen regions. Arendelle, since you are here, JC. At the moment, all regions are currently in Hakuda. Arendelle is the only region in Lashulte. I'm open to still have it be a play region, but I wanted to get your take on it since you have done some work on it, and you're starting to get more of the origin stuffs fleshed out and things of that nature. What are your thoughts?
I have a good portion of what we need for it done. It's just I'm not quite sure the direction to take it at this point, so I'm cool turning it into more of a little side project for Living World instead of like a full-on release for it.
So it'd be more
of
we
seem to be focusing more on Hakuda area.
Okay. In that case, there are multiple regions we can claim. I know people have been suggesting the Amanre Expanse as an option, just as like an open adventure region, since it is devoid of government. It's basically just a big old region of adventure. That is an option. We can choose that, or we can choose a different region if someone has interest somewhere else. Since you are head of Arendelle, what are your thoughts if you were wanting to stick as a region head?
I'd be down to help out whatever region we really decide on. I don't have the map up, so I can't really think of which region would be a good choice to bring in.
All right. Let's see here. I think since you don't have any strong preference in terms of alternate choices for the region, Amanre Expanse is a decent one. That one isn't really story, like any major like political story involved in that region, so it would open up some new pathways there. I think the Dying Lands might actually be pretty interesting too.
I would like to recommend having at least 2 of the areas we're working on touching at a time. So,
yeah.
All of them always have like something next to them someone can go explore.
Yeah. At the moment, the regions themselves being Eldiria or Logos, those two are bordering. Eldiria and Baruja, those two are bordering. Dolador itself, that one is an island, but it has portals that lead to it, which are led through Eldiria and Baruja, so it's bordering. Am I forgetting any region? Let me go scroll down to our to-do list.
Okay, so it sounds like we don't have anything specifically bordering Algos.
Our Logos borders Eldiria.
Okay.
So
seems like we're pretty dang set.
Yeah, we're pretty set there. It's just more of, do we want what region do we want this extra one, or do we even want an extra one? Because we do have a decent number of regions already. I do like having the 6, but any thoughts on that?
I guess the question is, how long do we want to go until release? Because if we're going to be a bit, then adding an extra region probably wouldn't be too much, especially when you have 4 already made, then people can put resources towards it.
Yeah.
But if we want to like release sooner rather than later, probably just start with 4 and expand out from there.
Yeah.
It's fair. Yeah, I think overall we should keep the border regions in mind, but yeah, let's look towards a sooner release, I'd say. So let's stick with the regions that we have. expand upon them, get them all nice and lured up, ready for release with missions and whatnot. And keep an idea on border regions and for potential future expansions, as well as just missions in general happening there. As for chat that I'm now reading, excellent political update in the near future. Yes. Just checking what else you guys are talking about. Well, real quick.
We see here, Pi declares war again.
Yes.
Nice.
All right. So yes, we will be focusing on the current regions: Bruges, Eldiria, Dolitor, Arlogus. I think that's it. I'm pretty sure that's it. So these four, and for the most part, these regions are, well, the only one that is not quite finished is Eldiria, but that one will be being worked on, soon. So expect updates. Beyond that, any notes, questions, anything that should be brought up by the team in general?
Well, so if we're moving to just the one continent, right?
Yeah.
How are we gonna rule region heads and co-heads? As before, the other continent allowed those who knew about stuff to play over there and not have to worry. Now that we're on a single continent, we're in a zone where we're kind of hard.
I would say
Trust them not to meta.
one, trust them not to meta, but I would also encourage you to play in a region that is 2 jumps away from your current region. And what I mean by this is you could play, if you're the region head of Bruges, you could play in Arlogus or in Dolitor. Dolitor is a special case wherein it's not really bordering any region, it just has portals there. So while if that campaign fails, for example, it might have impacts to your region as a region head, it's not going to be anything directly impactful as a player there to your own region. Other than that, though, same general rules apply. Just be mindful of what you know and what your character would know.
Yeah, we trust everyone in this call not to metagame to the best they can and still have fun as much as they can.
Indeed. Any other questions? Notes? All right. Well, do expect some updates to the equipment guide in the near future, as well as potentially a bestiary drop in the near future. Other than that, that is all I had for the meeting. Appreciate everyone's faces, everyone who's been helping out, all that good stuff. I'm going to close out the meeting here.
All right.